but the shame, I mean, we all have felt shame, right? We all have these limiting beliefs, and those come from ourselves, those come from society, those can come from our peers, right? And the strength to get through that takes a lot, right? It takes the support of our peers often, right? Our family, our friends, our school, our communities. And that's why the next part of the day is important, because each year, if you've been here before, you probably remember this part of the day. It's pretty fun. We do a community agreement. And this agreement's a place and a time to connect each other around being respectful and supportive of each other for the day. So it's my pleasure to introduce back to the stage, Balance Your Minds. They've been here before. They do an amazing job. Lydia and Vanessa to do a community agreement from PeerNet.
Did you say bouncing onto the stage? Okay.
Hi, everyone. How are you doing? Still waking up? Yeah, me too. My name is Vanessa. I am a youth community developer at PeerNet BC. I'm first generation Vietnamese, identify as a young person. What else? And I'm a bunch of different identities. So I'll pass it on to Lydia.
Hi, everyone. Woo! My name is Lydia. Some of you have seen me before, hopefully. Maybe? No? Okay. Yay! So I work with Vanessa at PeerNet BC. I'm the community developer there. And it's fun to work with Vanessa. She's amazing. A little bit about myself. I'm very awkward. I like to do awkward things, which you may experience at some point today. And I like to call myself a youth. The other day I found out that the UN considers youth under the age of 35. And I was like, yes! Because like 2 years ago, I'm 32 now, in case any of you don't. What? Yeah. I was like getting over the fact that like I'm no longer a youth. And then yesterday they were like, no, it's 35. I was like, yeah. So not really. I'm not actually technically a youth at our work, but I'm really glad to be amongst all you amazing young people that are under 35. Woo! Woo if you're under 20. Woo! A little bit about PeerNet.
Yeah, so how many of you have heard of PeerNet before? Yay! So a lot of the work we do is around peer support. So if you are a part of school club or a community group or even a nonprofit organization, any group of people who are together for a specific reason, we're usually there doing trainings and helping people. Even if you don't know how to start one, we're also there to help you work through that process. A lot of the trainings we do are on anti-oppression, facilitation, even problem solving, conflict and resolution, and communication and things like that. So definitely come by our table and check us out and stay connected with us, because we are trying to work and expand around BC and get out of Vancouver as well.
Yeah, one of actually our slogans, it really coincides with what Audrey was talking about, reconnecting. And our slogan at PeerNet is helping people connect, which some people think we're a dating site, but we're not. But that is what it is. It's about how do we engage in meaningful relationships with the people that are around us, and how can we learn from each other. Sharing means caring, and all those things. So yeah, come check us out at our table in a little bit. And what else are we gonna do?
So part of that is also thinking about, if we are connecting with people, thinking about even today, it's sometimes not so easy to always do that. What we kind of have to do, and what we've learned through our work, is that there's this need to create an intentional, safer space in order to really meaningfully connect with each other. So one of the things we're doing here today is the community agreements, and we've actually done this in the past years before. How many of you were here or a part of the conference the first year it ever happened? Anyone? Wow.
Actually, it wasn't at Rogers Arena the first year that it happened. It was, where was it? I don't know. We can find out later.
BC Children's Hospital.
Oh, BC Children's. course.
How many of you were here the second year?
Yeah, take a look around.
Yeah.
At the
What
hands
about
up.
the third year?
Was that last year? Oh yeah, because we're year 4. Yeah. Who were here last year? Raise up your hand. Whoa!
All right, so there's actually a lot of new people. So the idea behind community agreements is that we all play a part in creating a safer space. So today, one of the questions we ask is, how can you create a safer space for yourself? What are the things that you can do for yourself? And actually, a lot of people have already filled this out. Someone said, more baths, that's always a good one. Take care of yourself before you try to take care of others. That's also really important. Something I watched last night is called When the Body Says No by Gabor Mate, and I'll post that in the Facebook group now that we have one. But it's a really good talk about how when we suppress our feelings and suppress the things that bother us, it actually can lead to illness and lead to unhealthy relationships with other people. And so, it's important to, as we're caregivers to other people, it's also important to remember that we're giving care to ourselves too. How can you create a safer space for the people you came with? The school group you came with or the community group you came with, what can you do for each other to make sure that you're feeling supported? What can you do for people you don't know? Smile, that's always very simple, but it goes a long way. It'd be surprised how hard it is to sometimes work up a smile, but, sometimes it takes practice.
Practicing right now.
And then, what can you do for the group discussion, which we seem to be lacking in some suggestions. But later today, which is a new piece of the conference, is that we're going to break out into smaller groups and have discussions with people. So maybe think about what are the things we can do when this is happening. How can we create a safer space for people to share their opinions and their ideas and share resources with each other on how to work with mental health in the ways that it affects everyone.
So how many people here, it's your very first time at the BOM conference?
Whoa, that's a lot.
This is me bouncing around, sorry. Forget that I have other things that I need to do. Multitasking is not a thing that I can do. So it's so great to see so many new faces that are at the BOM conference. What we'd like to invite you to do indulge with us for a second here, is for those of you that are new, we really welcome your fresh outlook on how we can create a safer space during the conference, and what that means even for somebody that's completely new to the space. And for those of you that have been to the first, second, and third conference, is it a conference? It's a summit. Sorry, I don't know my words sometimes. So to BOM, share and think about how it's with your own experiences of what it's been like here before. What were some things that really worked in creating safer spaces, and share with that. So actually, what we're going to do is invite you all to turn to somebody next to you. And I know this is weird because you're like, what if I'm sitting next to 2 people? Just nicely maybe be like, hey, anybody want to talk to me? Just introduce yourself, say your name, and maybe share one thing that you think is really important in creating a safer space. If you want to express it, like how I did earlier, like maybe it's a smile. You could do that too. That's my smile. So we'll just give you 3, 2, 1, share.
Can we leave? I don't know.
We still have 5. Oh, it's been put up? Okay. Do you want to maybe ask? It's great to hear there's that much sharing. And I'm going to cut you off because we only have 4 minutes left with everyone, as the person, you know, kindly showed us. It's like, whoosh, 5 minutes. Oh, that's not up there. I'm just looking at myself, looking at me. Thank you so much, technology person. So this actually was created at the very first Mental Health Youth Summit. The one that wasn't here, but like, where was it again?
BC Children's Hospital.
Thank you, Vanessa. My wonderful co-host, everyone. And these are some of the things that came up. So maybe we could raise up your hand if, when you were sharing with your newfound friend, how many of you had friendliness as something that to practice? Raise up your hand. Awesome. This is great. Those of you that didn't raise up your hand, you're not friendly enough. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. That was a bad joke. Awkward jokes. That's what I do. How many of you had being reflective as a part of it? You know, taking selfies, looking in a mirror. That's reflective, right? Selfies? Yeah. Brent and Sarah did that earlier. Yeah. Raise up your hand. Reflective? No, not so many. People are taking selfies right now. Okay. How many of you had be supportive as one thing? Awesome. Be supportive. That's awesome. I'm glad to see nobody's trying to actually pick up their friend and carry them around. You know. So think about, what does being supportive mean? What does being friendly mean? What does being reflective mean? If that does mean taking a selfie, that's okay. You know, you're trying to document that you're here and engaging with other people, taking fabulous photographs, all these things. What we really want you to do is invite you. We have 2 minutes left. Thank you. Invite you to come and write. Now, the really great part is that we have a lot on how to be creative and support yourself. How can you do that for the people that you came with? For folks that you haven't gotten to know, but hopefully you're getting to know. And once think about, Vanessa and I are here talking, doing a lot of talking, and when we're on stage, it's very different because it's us to you. During the conversations that we're going to have on the ice rink later, really think about how we can make space and welcome people to share their stories, because sometimes it's hard. And so maybe it's thinking about what questions we can ask to engage somebody into a conversation. Or maybe it's being quiet for a moment so that people can think about it a little bit and awkwardly stare at them like, also, my butt cheeks are really clenched really tight right now. I thought, you know, sometimes awkward and like stress can cause you to do things like that. What does a safer space mean? And then if I need to feel relaxed, it's relaxing my butt cheeks a little bit. So, Vanessa, what kind of things make you to feel safer? Sorry about the butt cheeks.
So yeah, I feel like with safer spaces, it's like, I think just to take away from wrapping up everything that we just shared, it's really understanding that we all have a part in creating a safer space for everyone here today and making sure that everyone feels welcome, especially if there's a lot of new folks here who haven't been here before. So for folks who have been, really thinking about how can you make those connections and reach out to people so people feel like they belong and feel like they have a place where they can share and be themselves. That talk I just talked about earlier, that video that I will hopefully share, one of the things that really stuck out to me was, if you want to stay alive, you have to be authentic. And so for me, a safer space is somewhere where I can be authentic, be awkward, be silly, but also share the really important things that affect me and matter to me. So that's what matters to me and what a safer space means.
That's awesome. So think about that for yourself. And to kind of, what we have done time's up. Okay. What we have done traditionally is we kind of clap to seal the deal, and we thought maybe we could do something different. Is we could high five each other, reconnect. It's like so nicely. Maybe we could do a 3, 2, 1 and high five somebody close to you. If that's yourself, that's fine too. You can high five yourself. Ready? 3, 2, 1.